You know, there's a reason why we have uniforms in the world, especially for police and the military and other imposers of force. It's so that you understand that the force, the authority being mustered, is in the name of the government, the public, not some special interest, not some club, not some religion. It's in the name of the people itself. That's why you don't see big crucifixes or stars of David on a necklace of a cop. That would be against regulation. And it's because if you're being arrested by someone, you're not being arrested by a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim. You're being arrested by a policeman or a policewoman. That's why there was some objection to Sikh turbans being allowed in the RCMP, although I happen to know that Sikhs were disproportionately served in the British Empire as police and as soldiers for centuries, actually, in India. And turbans were an official part of historic British uniforms in India. So I think I'm a little bit more open to it than some people are, because I know that in India, Sikhs with turbans that was their uniform, and that's how it was for centuries. And even Queen Victoria's servant had a Sikh turban. So that's part of our history too. It might sound unusual, but it is. But look, even that does not violate the reason for a uniform, to have one form so that you never wonder while you're being arrested if it's for what you did or for who you are. That's why we have uniforms, right? Which brings me to this tweet that I wrote a few months back. Just went through Canadian air traffic safety, airport security at Calgary Airport. The foreign migrant who searched my bag had a Palestine sticker on his security badge. Why are foreigners in charge of our security? Every other worker and manager obviously has seen his flag. Is there a Palestine cell at the Calgary Airport? I mean, it's not like Palestinian activists are known for blowing up planes or anything. Can we please stop pretending that CATSA, our version of the TSA, is anything more than security theater that has now been infiltrated by foreign agitators? So gross, but so on brand for Canada. We're sleepwalking our way to our own Bondi attack. Now, I think those are fair questions. Don't you? Like, why are you wearing an agitator's Palestine pin? And you're not even from here. I mean, in some of the documents that I saw, they claim he is a Canadian national. Well, what are you doing agitating for a foreign organization, I would call it a terrorist organization? What are you doing? I think those are fair questions. And it reminds me of, of this. I mean, pro-Hamas messaging at an airport on their computer systems. I mean, what could go wrong? Do you remember this?
Kelowna now, where the city's airport was targeted by hackers tonight. Videos and pictures inside the terminal show the public address system hijacked and terminal screens with pro-Hamas messaging. Kelowna International Airport tells CTV News that a third party gained access to the system shortly after 5 p.m. Reports from Kelowna indicate the incident occurred for about 2.5 minutes. The airport says they have regained control of the system and are investigating the cause. 2 flights were delayed for 10 minutes during this incident.
Now, someone asked me why I didn't stop to make a fuss, why I didn't take a picture. And it's because that these TSA guards can have tremendous power over you. They can be abusive and power hungry, and they can make you late for your flight. They can make you miss your flight. And I didn't want to miss my flight, so I didn't even take a picture of the guy. I just tweeted it. And holy moly, did that tweet get a reaction, because it was true. Now, here's a news story about it today by one of my favorite news outlets called Blacklock's Reporter. I'll read it to you. A social media post by the publisher of Rebel News, that's me, prompted federal managers to launch an immediate search for a security guard wearing a Palestine pin, Access to Information records show. The search followed a Twitter comment last December 18th by Ezra Levant at the Calgary International Airport. Can you find out if this is true? A federal manager emailed staff only moments after the post. Wow, that's the fastest I've ever been served by the TSA. This requires your immediate attention, wrote another. It was posted this morning on Twitter. The post was retweeted 1,000 times with 150 comments. Revolting and terrifying, wrote one Twitter follower. Insanity, said another post. This is the diversity they were looking for. It's a little crazy. Records show that security authority quickly tracked down the employee, met with him, and removed the sticker. A photograph of the offending badge distributed by managers depicted a heart-shaped Palestinian flag with the slogan, "It ain't much, but it's honest work." I think there was actually two slogans that were combined there. Access to information records documented the authorities' panicky search for the flag badge. The incident was disturbing, Rhoda Boyd, Director of Communications, wrote staff in an email with the subject heading, "Heads up." At 8:01 a.m. that day, Boyd wrote, "Check on whether we have a policy now about what security officers can wear on their uniform or badges. I thought something was drafted recently, and if it was, we would have to investigate if the security officer in question," looks like this is from the last hour or so, "is in contravention of that policy by wearing a flag." At 9:33 a.m., management emailed staff, "This needs to be addressed as soon as possible. Security officers need to remain professional as they represent the authority and cannot wear pins that promote political advocacy issues or causes. It happened this morning. I believe the security officer may still be on shift." At 11:08 a.m., management announced they have identified the security officer. The badge was removed. A reminder will be sent to all security officers, said a staff notice. The Transport Security Authority contracts 3 private firms, yada, 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 and the guard with the Palestine sticker was not named. So to sum up, they weren't worried about having a foreign migrant who was pro-Palestine in an airport. They weren't worried about that. They were worried about people seeing that. So when they found the security officer, they just said, "Hey, take that off. Don't advertise your extremism. Your extremism is okay. The fact that you're a foreign national cheering on for Palestine in our airports while you're security, that's fine. Just don't have a sticker announcing it." They didn't fire him or discipline him. They just said, "Stop tipping people off. Some people don't like it." I love that they call my tweets terrifying, as opposed to hiring a pro-Palestinian foreign migrant at our airport security. That's not terrifying. But it obviously wasn't just the one guy. Like I said in my tweet, he was in a team of a half a dozen people right there on that same conveyor belt, and that was part of a larger team. And he most likely would have had a staff meeting at the beginning of his shift. I've seen those before. So everyone there would have seen his sticker, everyone. And I doubt that was the first day he was wearing it. It's just when I happened to see it. Literally no one out of probably 100 security staff at Calgary Airport had a problem with it. They all accepted it. They all saw that everyone else accepted it too. They all saw that it's normal at the Calgary International Airport for a foreign migrant to wear his Palestine flag. And who of the others are in league with them? You know, there used to be a saying, I'm old enough to remember after 9/11, if you see something, say something. You know, I think the British transit system still use that, or versions of that. But no one really does that anymore because, first of all, you'd be called racist, as Katza more or less does to me here. But more importantly, we see things nonstop all day long that are shocking. Are you going to call in everything? You look like a crazy person. It's being normalized. I remember it wasn't too long ago that if you saw a woman on the street covered head to toe, including everything other than a little slit for her eyes, their face blocked, looking like a ninja, you would think that is a shocking display of misogyny, the sort that we don't accept in Canada, that's from a barbaric land far away. And whatever husband would put his wife in a body bag like that, that was a disgrace. Well, yeah, welcome to Canada in 2026, where terror mosques literally have memorials for the killed Ayatollah of Iran. Did you see David Menzies' video on that last night? It was a packed mosque having a memorial for the terrorists. If you see something and say something in 2026, you're most likely to be charged with Islamophobia. So yeah, the entire staff at CATSA was mobilized not to stop the migrant with his Palestine agenda, but to stop the embarrassment of having somebody notice how extremist their staff is. That was their mission, not safety or security or the comfort of passengers, but covering up who they've been hiring. We're so cooked, aren't we?